Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 23rd episode of the second season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. Speak about links in the description. We are running our most liked to dislike characters of this season. This is the last day to vote before your results and mine will be shown in the final episode. Yes, you can still vote if you are watching this after it's published, but for it to be shown in the last episode of the season, today is obviously the final voting day, so that obviously it's published tomorrow. So very interesting to see you guys pick. Thanks so much in advance for everybody doing that. And if you're interested, there's a vote in the description below for the next show on the channel, and also the favourite seasons of this show, 1 to 7. You can choose your 3 favourites. Very excited to see as well. Now, last episode, interesting. Michael obviously has been trying to get everybody to leave with him to go and obviously to this camp so that he could get his boy back. But the interesting thing is, no, not everybody can come. Only a select few, only the ones that I want. You, Saeed? No. But you, Hurley? Yes. Charlie? No. Jack? Yes. Kate? Yes. And Sawyer? Don't want anybody else. It's too much. It's my plan. It's my boy. Not you lot. You get to decide. I need it to be these 4 and 4 only. Now, that's really interesting. Now, I've been saying, Jack, mate, read the situation. Jack's not read it, but yes, that is right. Yes, Saeed has. He's been through this before. He knows how to read people. He thinks people, well, he thinks he's lying. He's gone over. He's told Jack. He don't know how to approach the situation, but he said we've got 24 hours to figure it out. Right now, we need to make sure that Michael thinks that his plan's going well. Do you know what I mean? Going to plan, and we will figure out what we've got to do. We've got 24 hours to do it, and I'm saying that they're going to get a little team, and they're going to follow him and you know, work in the shadows. And when something does happen, they'll dive in and save him. But maybe not, who knows? Last 2 episodes are usually like, well, last 3 episodes last season was great. Now we've got the last 2 episodes here, especially when they call them the same names, like part 1 and part 2. You know stuff's about to pop off, don't you? And also the interesting thing is we had the funerals of Anna Lucia and Libby. Sadly, obviously, yes, they got put into the ground. People were saying a few words before we seen over there. And yes, a new boat is coming to the island, and it's not the same boat that we seen last time. It's not the ones that the others had. It looks like a sailing boat, and it didn't look like it was occupied either. We didn't see a female, didn't see a male, didn't see a kid, nobody. It looked dead, but they could be inside the boat, who knows? But it seems like everybody that drifts to the island doesn't leave, so it's going to be exciting to see as well who is on it and how it's got here. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Perhaps it's them.
Is he going to try and swim that far out? Fucking it, opera. Oh, he's shooting at them.
Damn it.
Sounds like Desmond. Yeah, it is.
Well, you ran off. I guess you just forgot to mention that you still have a sailboat. Why'd you come back?
We're sailing for 2.5 weeks and making 9 knots. I should have been in Fiji in less than a week. But the first piece of land I saw wasn't Fiji, was it? No. This island. And do you know why? This is all there is left. Let's go, yeah? Let me drink. You still pushing it?
Yeah, we're still pushing it.
One book, mutual friend. Why don't you bring that inside?
To avoid temptation, brother.
I'm saving it, so it'll be the last thing I ever read before I die.
Dishonorably discharged from the Royal Scots Regiment of Her Majesty's Armed Forces. Long live the Queen.
You want to ride?
Not with you.
Get in the car.
One of these boxes contains your past, the other, your future.
You're a bastard, you know that?
It's good for her. Good because as far as she's concerned, you've forsaken her. This is for your new life. No contact, no calls, no post. Run away, Desmond.
Well, do you know what, right? I don't really know about that one because, first of all, yeah, okay, if you want to be with somebody, you should try and be with them, but, you know, if he's, right, depending on how long he's been inside and been locked away, and she's found somebody else and she's getting married, I do believe that he shouldn't go and try and disrupt it. It's unfair on the guy. It's kind of unfair on her as well. If she believes that he's no longer interested, do you know what I mean? And she's built up a new life You don't want him coming in and causing chaos, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know, it's an easy win about getting... Looks like the guy's giving him a bit of bank anyway. It's a box full of 50 notes, you know what I mean? I don't know how much is there, but, you know, obviously we're focusing in on you're a coward. That's going to be the premise of the thing as well in, like, today's episode and stuff, probably, but, you know, it is interesting. I want to know why, because he said he was dishonourably discharged, which means obviously he's done something wrong and he like, we want no association with you anymore.
I believe fate has given us our answer.
A boat.
This camp Michael is leading you to across the island.
While Michael leads you by land, I can approach far more quickly by sea.
Their numbers and positions, their weapons. Then I'll go to the nearest beach and start a signal fire with these. You and your team will come to meet me at the signal. We will go in together. All we have is the element of surprise, Jack.
I agree.
Right now, it's only your responsibility to keep it secret.
Hello, John.
I've been thinking that in a minute that computer's gonna start beeping, and you're not gonna push the button.
Do not tell me what I can do.
Just break it. Disconnect the power.
No, it's not
Oh, he
real.
pressed it so fast.
You're only puppets. Puppets on strings.
Do not come back.
No.
What's the matter?
All that stuff we found in the medical station. What if these people just want us to think they're hillbillies?
Listen, I was there. I saw them. They are hillbillies.
Do you know if you was Jack, would you tell them right near the end when you start seeing the smoke, yeah, it's Saeed, and then see how Michael reacts? You'd have to reveal it at some point, wouldn't you?
Want to see the hostiles, are you?
The what?
Ignorance is bliss. What's all yours, brother?
He obviously knows they're there. He's doing me head in that he's drunk.
Sorry, I've just arrived and I spent all my American money on a taxi.
I've got it.
Oh, it's Libby.
That's not necessary.
It's just $4. A solo sailing race around the world?
I'm going to win.
And what do you get if you do?
But what really matters is who I win it from. He tried to buy me off, and when I didn't take his money, he took away the only thing in the world that I ever truly cared about. As of yet, I don't actually have a boat.
I have a boat. It was my husband's, but he got sick. He wanted to sail to the Mediterranean. He never... I want you to have it.
I can't take your boat, miss.
But you have to.
What was your husband's name?
David.
David?
What name his boat?
Elizabeth.
What's going on here? Honestly, what is actually going on?
He named it after me.
So, what's going on there then? Like, am I daft to think that she was in the facility with Hurley? Because I'm... Unless it wasn't her that the camera went to, and then I've totally misread that whole situation, and I've waffled about it for like 5 episodes. You know what I mean? But I'm sure she was there. I'm fucking sure of it, mate. At the end there. And if it wasn't her, then who was that? And then second of all, if it was her, how she got from this position to being in that one? And how was his best friend in there that he was seeing called Dave, and she was married to somebody called David? I mean, what's the coincidence there? And how was she on this island and she died like last episode, and then this episode, her actual boat, like physically, her one that she owns is here now? Like that, like what are the odds on all of that? I know that fate pulls everything in, but it's just well random, isn't it? And it annoys me even more that she's died now then. Do you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, I wanted a good backstory about her. Second of all, I wanted to see her actually happy with Hurley. And then third of all, yeah, boat's here now when she's not fuming. Do you know what I mean?
Would you excuse us, please?
I'll be at the shore.
I want you to sail him.
사이드를 섬 반대쪽으로 데려다 주기를 원해. 날 두고 당신 혼자 가라는 얘기 아니에요. 나도 같이 갈 거예요.
It's another trap.
It's a trap. A net. Rousseau's got them all over the island.
Because we was caught up in a net.
Tripped one. Jack.
Well, the doc told me y'all got caught in a net. I thought he meant something else.
And since when did you and Jack start talking about me?
What the hell is that? Why have I got a gun with no bullets? My question would be, why are you shooting at it?
Sorry, man. I guess I forgot to load that one.
You have to give him one now. You do. Sadly, you have to now. Michael can't do anything now, mate. Honestly, he can't. He's got to be just hopeful.
You're feeling a little sorry for yourself. You may want to have a drink with your mate from the hatch. I hear he's a little despondent as well. That's right, you weren't there for the dramatic arrival at the funeral. I think he's pushed your button too many times, if you ask me.
You need someone to translate. And you need at least 2 people who know how to sail.
You're wasting your time, sister. I shot myself with that stuff every 9 days for 3 years. He's lovely. He's the father here on the island.
Walked off the moment he got a bit scared by the situation.
And maybe he knew He'd be a lousy dad. Thought he was doing what was best for you.
I mean, that was never a good thing to say, is it really? Let's be honest.
How did you find me?
I'll say that. How she found him?
Told me you ran here every
How did you
day.
find me?
With enough money and determination, you can find anyone. Did you read your beloved book? The one you were saving?
Not yet. When are you getting married, Pen?
We haven't set a date yet.
I'm going to win this race, Pen. His race. And in a year, I'll be back.
Desmond, what are you running from?
I have to get my honor back.
He's running for. Jack was running from.
I'm running too.
I think he said that, did he, when he was running with Jack? Did he say something like he was running for something and Jack was running away from something? Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of like been reflected here, hasn't it? Which is interesting. I also at the start of the episode, you know, she's happily getting married to somebody. I wouldn't want to like go in there and like throw a grenade and like, I don't know, like a ticking bomb, if you know what I mean. But it seems like she's actually interested in him. And if he didn't have to do this so-called like mission himself, you know, it seems like he possibly could have had a back. So, I mean, that one there is pretty fascinating to see. And that's probably why he's on the island pretty much upset with himself as well. Do you know what I mean? Because he was only planning on being away for a year. But she said that she's got a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? Maybe she's looking for him as well. And like she said with a lot of money, you can always find somebody or get what you want or something. I'd love to see it if she's been searching for him as well. I'd love it, mate.
So what did one snowman say to the other snowman?
Smells like carrots. So you managed to fix the computer then, did you?
What if I told you it was all for nothing?
How'd you know?
How the hell did you know something like that?
I found another hatch. I saw a film there, an orientation film, and it said that everything that was happening in our hatch, that it was a test, a psychological experiment.
You're so sure it's not real? Then just stop pushing the button.
Unfortunately, someone else decided to start. So you're gonna sober up. We're gonna find out what happens if that button doesn't get pushed.
At least we're tying that, you know, other orientation back into it. Do you know what I mean? The other hatch. We've not referenced it since he went.
Hey. You all right?
Getting some more firewood. Not feeling too hot. Thanks for coming out here. Risking your neck for my boy.
Live together, die alone, man.
I don't know what is more disquieting. The fact that the rest of the statue is missing, or that it has 4 toes.
Oh, that'd be so good going around the island, trying to venture and see everything. Doors are coming down.
John! Neat trick.
All right then, Boxman. You wait.
There's no way you should be getting that door open in time. That weather's crazy. Determined to see that book, innit? Is this the first time round? This is the first time round, isn't it? Oh, look at this. Shit, where's he from now?
I'm Inman. Kelvin Inman.
What happened to my boat?
I found you washed up on the beach. There was no boat.
What was all that about then?
Just saving the world.
Every 108 minutes, the button must be pushed.
Why are there missing parts?
Radzinski made some edits.
Who's Radzinski?
He was my partner. Self a shot of this every 9 days. You were out there a while before I found you.
Who is he, Boxman? I'm out there pounding on the door.
His name is Mr. Echo.
Why does Mr. Echo carry around a stick covered in scripture?
Because he's a priest.
We locked out a priest?
How they got the hatch door open?
No, but if you hum it, I can probably play it.
How did they? The door that says quarantine.
Leave it up. Why?
I need your help.
I mean, there's no way they can go and get that dynamite and come back in 90 minutes.
Just keep moving. We're being followed.
What?
Just keep smiling. There's at least 2 of them across the river.
Got one.
He's dead. We have to find the other one.
No.
I'm going.
I said no!
I've already been warned. Why don't you tell them, Michael?
I don't know what you're
Stop lying!
I know what you're doing, Michael. Now tell them the truth.
Chat's gone crazy.
That's the only way.
I had to bring all 4 of you back when they said I'd never see my son again. They live in a camp with odds. I swear, that's it.
Did you kill them?
Oh, I had to. Look, he's admitted it. That's mad, that, innit?
Find any other way, and Libby was a mistake.
We're all gonna get killed, and you knew it. And you let us come anyway.
It's too late to go back now, really. We already called him following us once. If they don't believe that we trust Michael, they'll kill us all. But you have to know that I would never bring you out here if I didn't have a plan.
What plan?
I'd have to huddle up. Don't tell Michael. Huddle up, everybody. Right. He should not have admitted to killing them. He should have said, look, I let Henry escape. Yes. I opened a door. And then he attacked Anna Lucia, took the gun, shot her, and shot Libby, and shot me, and ran off. You know, like, that would have made... He could have easily said that, because he never really had to admit that him and Henry even engaged in the conversation. You could literally say, look, while nobody was there, I opened the door. I was going to take him, and he grabbed, do you know what I mean? He knocked me out the way, beat up Anna Lucia, took the weapon, just shot everybody, and then escaped. I was lucky. That's not part of my plan. That's not what I wanted. What I actually wanted was to bring you guys back, and I wanted him to escape. I wanted to run after you, say, look, we need to go for him, and then take you four with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he never had to admit to the murders. Now they'll never look at him the same ever again.
That's the rock Michael described. We're here.
Yeah, so they're laid back a little bit. Oh, the episode's finished. Good episode, that one. Really interesting. You know, it's good that they've actually clocked two of them in the woods. I'm surprised that they just turned and shot at them. You know what I mean? Like, I would have carried on going, see if I could scope out a few more, knowing that was definitely followed. I would like to know if Michael knew that they was being followed in that scenario as well. Yes, okay, he could have warned them that they was coming, but, like, you know, would he have known that they was there in that location? Now, the interesting thing is, you know, that guy can run back to his camp and he could say, look, they are on the way. They clocked us, they killed one of us, but obviously they're with Michael. He's armed up as well. He seems to be doing the business, you know what I mean? He seems to be doing what we have asked. Now, again, it's interesting because he's just admitted, which I personally believe that he didn't have to, that he killed them. He could have, like I just explained then, easily said, look, I come back to get Henry out. As I was doing that, he attacked me, shot everybody and left. And then obviously the original plan was just to get him out, let him escape, with me stay in camp, and then bring you guys with me to track him down. That was all he had to say. Now obviously disclosing that he killed her and then obviously killed Anna Lucia. You know, they're never going to trust him. And like I was trying to say last episode, no matter how much he says it's for my boy, it doesn't warrant, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't warrant that extremeness. You know, people can't accept it. People can understand it, but you can't accept it. Now, last episode I was saying, you could accept the fact that you let Henry go and he just beat everybody up and ran away. You can accept that one. But you can't accept killing people when they didn't even ask for it. That was your choice. You decided to do that. And that will never be, you know, like, never be forgotten. So I don't know what we're going to do with the Michael character, if I'm being totally honest. I have literally no idea. Maybe we let him get Walt and say, there's the boat, see ya. Do you know what I mean? You piss off. We don't want you part of us anymore. You know what I mean? Or maybe they take the boat and try and do another escape job. You know, who knows? But I don't know if I could let him live in our camp again, knowing what he's capable of. And that's me being totally honest. Like I said, it's different with Charlie, with his drugs. Yeah, you can say, okay, you've been lying and, you know, you can rectify that. But you can't rectify killing somebody, murdering them. You can have a mistakenly murder someone, like Anna Lucia. She shot Shannon, and I would have accepted her into the camp because she didn't know she was shooting Shannon. She didn't know that she was an innocent girl. You know, she thought she was being attacked and tried to defend herself. Total different situation here. He knew what he was doing. Accidentally killed Libby, but he knew it. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't have had to be in that situation at all. And now that it's been revealed, do you know what I mean? I'm so excited to see what we do with it now. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. As I've been saying for the past few episodes, we are voting for our most likely dislike characters in the description below, and your results of mine will be shown in tomorrow's episode. Yes, it is a finale. If you're watching this later than it's obviously been published, don't worry about it. Your votes can obviously still dictate who wins, but obviously for the final episode, which is tomorrow, you know, this is the last chance to get it in for yours to actually be seen in the final video. Also, what's fresh in the mind is that person, that Desmond, you know, he dragged him onto the island and he's in his little Dharma facility, you know, the first person. He's been in this show before, hasn't he? Was he the guy in the Saeed episode that threw some cash at him at the end when they put him like on the street and said we're not going into Baghdad anymore or something like that. Sure it was that guy. I'm just gonna make that reference that, like, just like the Alex one. Do you remember when obviously Kate and that, you know, got took by the others, and like, it was that whole scenario where you drop your weapons, otherwise we'll shoot Kate, and he was like, Alex, bring her out. And a couple of episodes later, I was like, do you know what? He did say Alex, and that is, you know, Russo's kid. And then obviously we've had the Claire episode and all that, and we've seen it, and I just thought I'd mention it because then obviously like last episode or the one before when we had the flashbacks, it was confirmed that it was actually Alex, and he did actually shout for her, and she was the one that actually knocked Michael out as well before taking him to that facility. So I mean, again, I'm just going to throw it out there that I can remember that the fact that that guy, I believe, was in the Saeed episode when it was making him torture and stuff. I think it was. I don't know what correlation it has to it. I mean, if it is him, it's interesting how he's got from being in that situation there all the way to being on this island saving the world. Do you know what I mean? That's very interesting. I'm excited now that obviously like Jane, Saeed and obviously Son have gone on their little mission as well. They've gone around the island. They've seen some mad sculpture, a big massive thing with a leg with 4 toes. I don't know what the rest of that sculpture is, but also they found the rock, which means that obviously they're going to get off and scope out the areas to see obviously how many people are there, and if Jack and you know, Sawyer Kate and well, it's not Sawyer, it's Hurley, and it can go in and actually get them out. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a really good final episode. I'm also excited to see what's going on with the button. Personally, I would really like it not to be pressed. We've had the whole season of being in the hatch pressing that button. To be honest, I don't really care about it that much. I don't dislike it, I don't love it. What I'm more interested in is what happens if you don't press it, and that's why I don't want it to be pressed. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a storyline that I have, like, I really care for. If it wasn't in the show, I wouldn't be bothered about it. You know what I mean? But the fact that it is in the show, I don't want it pressed because I want to see what the aftermath is. We've been teased twice now about the buttons turning red, noises being made, signals flashing, you know, red warning lights, you know, shutters coming down, neon lights on the walls. I want to know what's going on after this button's been pressed now. And there's 99 minutes left. That was the last time we seen it. It's going to be dwindling down. There's going to be even less time. The shutters are down. There should be no way. Well, first of all, they're blast doors, yeah? And if it is a nuclear thing, that should be able to withstand one of those. So if Charlie and Mr. Echo are going to get this dynamite from the Black Rock and try and use it to open the door, it shouldn't work. And I hope that in the small time span that they have, it doesn't work. There should be no way they should be able to walk from the island to the Black Rock, get the dynamite, and back, and blow it up all in 90 minutes. Shouldn't happen. So I hope they are successful. I hope that the hatch doesn't get opened or the blast doors doesn't get blown. And I want the button not to be pressed. And I'd be so happy going into next season with not having it. Just seeing the aftermath of what's going on. You know what I mean? And also I'm excited that Desmond is back now. Not that I really love his character or anything like that, but he was introduced at the very start of the season. You know, he was the person inside of the hatch who was trying to get into it all last season. We've got here, he ran off, he's finally back now. Hopefully he can stay. You know, if he's a recurring character, I would class someone like Claire as a recurring character, if I'm being totally honest. She's in the show quite a bit, but she's not really. She's only on screen time, like 5 minutes here and there. And that does it for me. It's fine, you know. She has a storyline with Charlie, big fan of it, want them to be together, do you know what I mean? You can have characters in and out that are not in it like massively, but they still have enough screen time that makes you engaged and interested in them. And maybe Desmond can be that as well. So hopefully we could continue with him being in the show. And it's interesting, his backstory as well. We had that in today's episode, more of it. Why was he discharged? You know what I mean? I don't want people dropped in and dropped out. Like, the fact is, yeah, we had Libby, she was dropped in, teased that she's in the same facility as Hurley. If she wasn't, I was mistaken. That's my fault, but I believe she was. Then we had another story with her being in Desmond's back one, and now he's found her. She had a boat. He's obviously sailed the world, ended up being on this island. She's ended up being on this island. She got shot like 2 episodes ago and died. She's been buried, and then he turns up in her boat. What is going on there, mate? Like, literally, all this needs to be concluded. I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget the polar bears. Not going to forget the horse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't forgetting you, Desmond, but you're back now, and I'm not going to forget that bit as well. Like, I'll always be asking these until they're answered. Do you know what I mean? So, again, very excited for it. There's so much potential, and there's loads to answer for as well. Literally loads. Hope the show don't forget the stories that it's currently running. That's where we currently are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.